everyone, it is day 4 of Advent and we have a lovely holly and pine picture to do. Now I really like doing this sort of thing. Obviously berries I am a big fan of, but also just some sort of leafiness. I don't know, I like it. So let's just get started right away. I am going to do the sort of pine bits first because for me they are quite small because I've got the smallest page, so I'm not going to put in too much detail for these, and it will just get them done, and I can then choose my holly colour. So I'm going to use the juniper green. It feels like the right sort of shade, and I'm just going to fill them in. Now these are quite small. As I say, if you can have the print off the bigger versions of this. And sorry, Polychromos pencils, just in case. You can print off the bigger versions. I am struggling a little bit to see it today. I actually had my eye test yesterday, and I said, I told the optician that I basically couldn't see, and he said yes, your distance vision, your one eye has improved and your other eye has got worse. And your close vision has got worse too. So I have got a new pair of specs on order, which is good news. He also identified that I might have a little retinal tear, which sounds horrendous, but it isn't really. Basically, when you're very short-sighted, like I am, having had specs since I was a kid, you tend to some of the fluids in the eye get separated from the retina, and it can eventually cause a detached retina, but that's not what's happening now. But basically where that has happened, he said there might be a small tear in the retina. It might have I can't feel it or anything. Could have happened, I don't know, a while ago, probably within the last year. And he said they want to repair it so that if I do ever get a detached retina, then that tear won't be made worse or cause any difficulties. And it's quite easy to repair, apparently. I'm going to use the permanent green olive for the holly to start with. I think it might be a little bit light, but I'm never quite sure what colour to do holly because it isn't always the same colour. And I quite like the idea of doing this a little bit lighter than this. So I'm going to put a layer of this on every leaf, and then think a bit more about different colours, because we're not just going to leave it in the one green. So yes, so basically he's going to do a thorough check to just see if it has been torn, and that's in a couple of weeks' time. I'm just thinking when. I think it might have happened. Yeah, it'll be coming up. This is the 4th of December this is going out. I'm just thinking about time because I'm making these well in advance, because I know I get really busy near Christmas, so I thought I would get these done a little bit early. No, I think I will be due to have this quite soon when this video goes out. And basically he's going to have a thorough check of my eye, a better one with some drops to sort of open up the eye a bit more and have a really good look, and then he'll refer me to the hospital if it needs doing, and it's just a little bit of laser treatment. It's nothing too severe. He said if you have if it does tear from a detached retina, then it would be a sort of whole big operation thing going on. So if they can just repair it now with a little bit of laser work, then it's very simple and easy, and you know, so that was good. So he was very reassuring. I mean, I told my husband, he was like, "Ooh," and I was like, no, it's fine. I'm not worried about it. I'm just very pleased it's been spotted and it could be fixed. So I could use it as an excuse for the fact that I keep going out of the lines, but it isn't really the reason. Now this is the chrome oxide green. And I'm going to do, I'm trying to think about holly. I think really it can be quite highly shiny. It's quite a waxy leaf. And I'm thinking if I put a little bit more colour on the edges here, and then in the middle, and just try and leave that centre part a little bit lighter. So we've got like a little line where it's reflecting light. and then do the same on this one. I'm hoping it might look quite good. I'm trying to fill in the gaps. Yeah, it's weird because since I now know that my eyes are a bit rubbish and that I've got this tear, they've started hurting. But there's no reason why they should be. It's just in my head. So I'm going to try not to think about it. And yeah, go back in a few weeks' time. I'll have my new specs, which will be brilliant, so I'll be able to see. And yeah, and he'll check me out and see what's going on. He's a very nice optician. But he did say something like, my close vision lens, because I have the varifocals, which correct sort of everything really, I prefer this where it's a little bit fainter. So here I'm just going to go over that a little bit. Oh, my phone's ringing. Hang on. Oh, that was an exciting phone call. I'm just going to define that a little bit more. My mattress is coming tomorrow, my new mattress, and it was just he was just organising the time of delivery, or letting me know really when it's being delivered. It's being delivered between 10 and 12. I do hope it's nice and early, because I have a friend coming. Well, she's going to leave home at about 10. I think it'll take her 20 minutes or so to come in. Now you can see how different these look to these, so you can decide how dark you want to go. This actually, I wanted this to look a little bit darker, but never mind. I have got a little plan for that, to change it up a bit, maybe. I'll have a think later. Until I do the berries in the background, I can't really imagine whether it's going to need it or not, but I'll tell you the plan. I might use some gold glitter pen in there to just, you know, brighten it up a bit. Because I'm sort of thinking, if this is like a little table decoration, or, you know, on your mantel shelf, even a buttonhole or something, you know, you'd want it to stand out a bit. But red, hopefully the red berries should stand out a bit. So again, quite dark here and around the edges, trying to keep my hand out short as much as I can, but I can't really. Yes, this is very exciting that we're getting our new mattress delivered tomorrow. I have to remember to take the sheets off the old one. They're taking the old one away and recycling it, so that's nice. And what they do is they will donate them to charity if they're good enough. But I don't think ours will be, but they'll recycle it. Yeah, I'm going to leave that there. I might want to fiddle with it, but let's do the, oh, just kicking the paper bag under my desk. Let's do the berries. Now, holly berries are red, very, very red. I'm going to build up the layers of red a little bit just because it's fun. So I'm actually going to start with my lightest red. This is the light cadmium red. It's actually quite orangey. I'm just going to sweep that over the whole thing just to get us started. Now you can see that's quite orangey, I hope. It's really not the right colour, but it just gives me a little bit of a base to work from. Then I'm going to grab my next one. This is the scarlet red. We can start to think about what we're doing. Now I want to make this look round, spherical. So to do that, I make it dark on the edge. I'm going to layer that up a little bit more, and then less towards the centre so that it looks a bit shiny there. And that gives it a more spherical look. We're going to emphasise that more with the darker red, but this is just my sort of starting point. I do enjoy colouring a berry as well. You know, they've got some tomorrow as well, so that's exciting. Those are going to be a bit more challenging, but I'll get there. So there are those three like that. Oh, I put that red away. I need to keep it out. Now I'm going to go even darker. This is the deep scarlet red. There you go. So around the edge. I'm recording this so far in advance that it's actually Thanksgiving today, and I want to say happy Thanksgiving, but that would be so inappropriate because it's like so far gone. I know Canada has theirs on a different day, but I can't remember which day. I know Cindy told me, but I can't remember. There we go. Now, holly berries can be a really, really, really deep dark red. So I am going to grab my middle cadmium red and do a little more. But you don't, you know, we can have a bit of artistic license. We don't have to have them that dark. And of course it will depend on the lighting as to how dark they are. So I'm just adding a little bit, always adding my darker colour on the edge for now. I'm going to put a bit of shadow in a minute. Okay, I'm going to go back to my scarlet red and just tidy up the centres a little bit. They look a little bit uneven, a bit messy. So I'm just going to go around that edge again and just bring that colour in a bit, so that although he's got a bit of white there, it's not quite so messy, hopefully. Look in the camera, I can see better in there. The light is reflecting off the pencil. There we go. Now I want a bit of shadow. I'm going to use my dark sepia, as I often do for that. There we go. It needs to be quite sharp because we're going in here and in there. You think there'd be shadow where they were overlapping? Might just go a little bit up the berry, just a tad, and then we might find there was a bit at the bottom of these two as well. Maybe a little bit more there. Just gently build up the layers, don't push it down too hard. You just want to get it just so. And then like these are overlapping here, so I'm going to put a little bit along the edge of this leaf here. Like that. And a little bit where it's overlapping this. It's a bit tricky to see what I'm doing here. Can't really see. Okay, now I'm going to do a bit of a background, and then we'll come back and think about whether we're going to put some gold in or whether it's okay without. I do want some shine on my berries with a white pen. I'm going to do that after. Now background, I'm thinking I'd quite like a goldish colour. Well, we did do quite a goldish colour on this mug, but this is going to be even more so, more emphasised in the gold. So I'm going to start actually with a really dark colour in the corners. This is my burnt umber, and I'm going to, in my other backgrounds I haven't done it quite in the same way as this, but so I'm just going to put down a little bit. So you see I've got my darkest bit up in that corner there, and then it's just gently fading into the middle. I'm going to do the same. I'm going to ignore the fact that that is overlapping and just start there as if that's the edge, or else I'll get myself in a muddle. And I think, oops, sorry, I think it'll work. There we go. Yeah, I'm leaning on a magazine. It's a Colouring Heaven magazine, which I do use sometimes. I haven't for a while. I think actually this is the patterns one. I use it from time to time. It's a nice one, but I'm not always in the mood. I'm sure you're the same. Sometimes you're just in the mood for certain things. Now I'm going to go to the raw umber and go over what I've done. This is the way I colour gold, but we're doing it as a background, so it's a little bit different. I don't know if I've tried this before, but it might not end up looking like I'm trying to imitate gold, but I think it'll still look a nice colour, if you know what I mean. So it's just fading in again. A bit down here. And across. Yeah, so I'm concentrating a bit. That just needs fading a bit there. so we don't have like a straight line. Now we're going to go in with the green gold. Oh, excuse me. A bit sniffy. That was about my pulse. One of my boys is really sniffy today. He's not here though. He went off to uni first thing. And he said he might stay all day and study, so I'll find out. I'm sure I'll be home in time to get some dinner tonight. Or tea, whatever you call it. It's always confusing what to call it. I don't know why, why don't we just have one word? Evening meal, there we go. He'll be home in time for his evening meal, I'm sure. There we go. But if he finds it easier to study at uni, that's good. I think he said there were some books he needed to look for. Oh, I'm going to have to blow my nose. There we go. You can see it starting to take shape. It looks a bit like soil at the moment. I'm hoping if I throw in a lighter colour, it might just brighten it without it looking like soil. Now the last colour, I'm always a bit, what shall I use? I don't know. You could use I either pick like the Naples yellow, which is the lightest of the more ochre Naplesy tones, or we could go with the cadmium. I'm wondering whether, but I think it might be a bit too orangey. I think I am going to go with the Naples, with the with the Naples yellow, and I'm going to colour all of it, and I find it will brighten the whole thing anyway. And then really come into every little... Oh, my son is sneezing next door, made me jump. He's got to write a 750 word essay today, which he wasn't sure what to write it on. I helped him, we talked about it. I didn't really help him. I think it just helps sometimes to talk. So he talked me through what he was thinking and then changed his mind a little bit and he's got some ideas, and I said I'd come through and record a video and then I'll go back through in a minute, have my coffee which I made, and remind him to drink his tea that I made him, and then see how he's doing and if he wants me to have a look with him. I don't really help very much because I don't know much about it, but I just sort of, I can see whether it makes sense. He was sending me stuff yesterday and I was teasing him because it was like accountancy, mathsy stuff, and I was going, oh, it's horrible. But he was thinking it was funny. And so that was okay. Okay, so we've got this background now, which I think has warmed the whole thing a little bit, but I definitely feel like I want to add in a bit more. Firstly, I'm going to do the berries. This is my number 5 Gellyroll. I'm not sure if it's going to be thick enough. I'm just going to scribble it on some scrap paper first and then draw in the shine. The berries are quite big. I think I need a thicker line. Hang about. We're going to find my number 8. Oop, I've got 2. No, that's a 5. Oh, the one number 5 doesn't work. Maybe I got the one that didn't work. Here's number 8. I need to sort that out. Actually, that did work. It did write a little bit. So there's my shine on my berries. Drawing it in the direction of the curve, I always find looks better. And then I'm just going to get a this is a Gellyroll Stardust, so it's a glitter pen and it's gold, and I'm just going to add a little bit of gold on top of the these. Now I don't want to completely obscure the green, so I'm not sure. I think I just want to sort of put on some quick strokes and hopefully it will sort of sit on top of the green, but help it to sort of stand out a bit. And I think the gold will match the background quite well. Let's have a look. You can't really see it in camera, can you? Hang on. Let's pick it up. Maybe if I tip it to the light, you can just see that bit of sparkle in there. There we go. There. Which I think looks pretty... I like it anyway. You could, if you wanted, do a little bit of red glitter pen around the berries, or red metallic, but I'm actually liking them as they are, so I don't think it's necessary. Another thing you could do is some dots, white dots in the background to make it look like snow. You could put snow all over it. You could make it look just like magical dots, something like that. But again, I'm liking it. I like it looking a little bit more natural. I mean, it's not completely, because obviously the glitter, but I'm happy. So I'm going to leave mine like that, but I just thought a few ideas might help you. So yeah, tomorrow we've got candy cane and mistletoe. Now mistletoe berries are an interesting concept. I'll have a think. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a really super day and happy colouring.